He had just bent to pick up a lamp from the back seat of his car when the screech of tires and the sudden bellow of a police siren shattered the quiet of the suburban street. 2 police cruisers pulled up diagonally, boxing in his vehicle. Doors flew open. Guns were unholstered. A sharp command rang out. "Hands where we can see them. Step away from the vehicle. Now." Before we continue, if you are watching our video for the first time, please bless and support us by hitting that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell to get notified for more, and share to friends. Where are you watching from? Please tell us in the comments. We love seeing how far our story goes. To our lovely new viewers, thank you for joining us. To our ever-gorgeous existing viewers and our 200-plus subscribers, thank you for being a part of our growth. Malik Taylor, a 32-year-old software developer, froze mid-step, still holding the lamp in one hand and his key fob in the other. He turned slowly, heart pounding against his ribs like a drum at a funeral. This wasn't his first encounter with suspicion, but this was excessive. "Sir, I'm moving in," Malik said, voice steady but slightly breathless. "This is my house. I just bought it. The keys are in my hand. Drop everything and step away from the vehicle," the lead officer barked again. From across the street, behind freshly trimmed hedges and a white picket fence, a woman in a lavender blouse was peeking from behind her porch column. Her phone was still clutched in her hand. Her name was Karen Whitmore, and she was the one who had called 911 to report a suspicious black man breaking into a house on her street. Malik looked from the officers to the house, his house, and then down at his trembling hands. He slowly placed the lamp on the pavement and raised both hands high. "Officer," he tried again, "my name is Malik Taylor. I just bought this property. You can check the documents. It's in my name." 2 officers approached cautiously, one circling the rear of the car, the other with his hand still on his holstered weapon. "License and registration," the first officer snapped. "I just moved. My license still has my old address, but I have the purchase agreement in the glove compartment. May I reach for it?" The officer gave a curt nod. Malik moved slowly, every breath weighed with the threat of escalation. He retrieved the documents and handed them over. The officers inspected them, cross-checked his ID, and conferred for several tense minutes. Then, the unexpected happened. Another cruiser pulled up. Out stepped a black female officer with the calm, commanding air of someone with seniority. Her name tag read Lieutenant Nia Marshall. She was the newly appointed community liaison, a change the department had made to address growing concerns about racial bias. She walked straight toward Karen. "Ma'am," Lieutenant Marshall said, polite but firm, "did you make the 911 call?" Karen straightened up, now realizing this wasn't going as she'd hoped. "Yes, I did. I saw him trying to break into that house. I've never seen him here before. I was protecting my neighborhood." "Did you speak to him? Ask him if he lived there?" "Well, no, but I know who lives on this street." "Clearly you don't," Lieutenant Marshall cut in. "He's the new homeowner. The property sale closed last Thursday. His name is on the deed." Karen's mouth opened, but no words came out. The color drained from her face as realization dawned, and with it, a sliver of shame. Back across the street, Malik leaned against his car, arms folded. He was silent now, watching the exchange like a man forced to witness a replay of too many similar events. But the day wasn't done. As the officers turned to leave, a neighbor from the corner house jogged over. An older white man in jeans and a work shirt. "Hey," he called out. "Malik, right? You're the new guy who bought the Jeffersons' place." Malik nodded warily. "Man, I'm sorry about all this. I saw the cop cars and came running. I was hoping it wasn't what I thought it was." He extended a hand. "I'm Don. Welcome to the neighborhood." Malik shook his hand. "Thanks, Don." Karen, still standing by her porch, looked like she wanted the ground to swallow her. But that was just the beginning. 3 days later, the story hit social media. Don's daughter, a popular blogger, had posted about the incident, detailing how a new homeowner had been mistaken for a burglar by a concerned neighbor. The post went viral. Suddenly, Malik was receiving interview requests. News crews parked outside his house. Karen, meanwhile, became the face of suburban bias, Memes labeled her 911 Karen, and she began receiving threatening messages. Malik hated every second of it. He hadn't asked for attention. He just wanted to settle into his new home, hang his pictures, unpack his books, and walk his dog in peace. But the situation spiraled. One morning, he awoke to find his garage door spray-painted with the words, "You don't belong here." That day, Malik filed a police report. Lieutenant Marshall personally came over. "This is unacceptable," she said, surveying the damage. "We'll increase patrols around your area." Malik looked at her. "Do you think Karen did it?" "I don't know," she said honestly. "But whoever did, we'll find them." That night, Malik sat on his porch, a cup of tea in hand. He stared out at the quiet street, wondering if he had made a mistake moving here. Then, a knock. Karen stood there, disheveled, mascara smeared. "Can we talk?" she asked. Malik looked at her, surprised but said nothing. She took it as an invitation and stepped closer. "I'm sorry," she began. "I didn't mean for it to go so far. I thought I was doing the right thing." He remained silent, forcing her to continue. "My husband left me last year," she said. "I've been alone, scared, paranoid. I didn't even think. I just reacted." "That reaction could have gotten me killed," Malik said evenly. "And now people are targeting me for your mistake." Karen nodded. "I know. And I can't fix it. But I want to." She handed him a sealed envelope. "It's a public apology. I'm posting it online. I've also spoken to the HOA. I told them the vandalism was unjustified and offered to help paint over your garage." Malik took the envelope, unread. "Why now?" "Because my son, he's 14, asked me why I was scared of you. And I couldn't answer him. That broke me." Within days, Karen's apology made headlines. It was raw, heartfelt, and unfiltered. She admitted to her bias. She took accountability. And that made people pause. The hate began to die down. Malik's garage was repainted, by volunteers. A community barbecue was organized, and Malik was invited as a guest of honor. Even Lieutenant Marshall showed up in plain clothes, flipping burgers and chatting with kids. But the most surprising twist came when Malik spoke at the event. He stood before dozens of people and said, "I didn't move here to be a symbol. I moved here because I wanted peace. But maybe peace isn't the absence of conflict. Maybe it's the presence of understanding. What happened to me could have ended very differently. I'm lucky. But not everyone is. So if this brings light to the shadows we ignore, then maybe, just maybe, it's worth it." The crowd clapped. Karen cried. 3 months later, Malik launched a community app connecting neighbors to one another. Verified profiles. Open chat rooms. Emergency contacts. He called it Neighborly. Karen was the first to sign up. The police department adopted it as a pilot project for neighborhood engagement. Lieutenant Marshall became an advisor. One incident. One assumption. One near tragedy. And yet, it turned into something more. Moral lesson. Prejudice doesn't always come wearing a hood or shouting slurs. Sometimes, it speaks softly from a porch, with a phone in hand. But change begins with accountability, continues with education, and grows through community. We cannot heal what we don't face. We cannot fix what we refuse to name. But together, we can do better. This story was brought to you by Elliot Stories. See you on the next one. Elliot Stories cares.